It's showtime. Welcome and welcome back. I'm going to wait just a little bit, just in case anyone wants to trickle in. I know it's a surprise live. I have been gone for a while, and I hate that. I thought I was feeling better, and I wasn't feeling better, but it's all good. We're going to thug it out, and so we're going to get this show back on the road. So, if it's your first time here, this is our live where you just take me down a rabbit hole. We're going to talk about a lot of different things and kind of get there. What's going on, Miss Sarah? It is good to see you. Good to see you. So I just wanted to come on here and kind of talk about some things. Obviously, I have some pretty cool videos coming up soon. I believe they're pretty cool. So obviously, Chris Brown is on the way. It's almost done. Got the narration already done. I just got to fill in with the pictures and things like that so it can give you guys a visual of what is going on with him. I do have African spirituality coming up. That's going to be a very, very extensive video because we've kind of been talking about it here and there, but I want to give a whole overview on what that's all about and kind of where I see a lot of people moving towards, I guess you can say. Let's see here. Oh, I have a very, very interesting one about the number 23. It's going to kind of delve into Jim Carrey a little bit, give you a little background on what's going on with him and how he got mixed up in this whole numerology thing and it almost took him out. So like I said, I have some really cool videos coming up. So I hope that you guys stay tuned and I'll be sure, like I said, I haven't been feeling well, but I'm going to try to do my best to get everything back up and running again. So I thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for everybody who has continued to stay down. And I really, really appreciate you all. Okay, so we're going to hop into today's live tonight. So listen, I just came across this video today. I don't know if you've seen it, but first of all, I need to ask a question. For those of you who, I know, right? You said, I never knew you showed your face. I really don't. I'm kind of a faceless channel just because I really want it to be all about the information, if that makes sense. But every now and then, I'll pop in here and say, what's up? So yeah, I really don't. I'm not a type of person that likes to be on camera and take pictures and things like that. But yeah, so I came across this video and I'm actually not surprised. So I really want to ask those who go to Jamal Bryant's church, who follow Jamal Bryant, like, what is the intrigue with this fellow? I first heard about him when I was actually watching the Housewives of Potomac. Okay, that's when I used to watch reality TV before my husband called me out about me watching smut, right? But his ex-wife had some really disparaging things to say about him. And ever since then, he's really, really been in the spotlight for just shenanigans. That's all I'm gonna say. It's just really about shenanigans. So I'm gonna show this video to you and then we're gonna kind of dive into what this is all about. So I'm not gonna play the audio because it's kind of a weird voiceover that's going on, but I'm gonna let you guys see who this guy is and we'll talk about it. So he's really just introducing himself, but apparently this is a guy, and tell me if you've heard about him before, because again, I'm just now hearing about him today. But this is a guy called King YAHWEH. I'm gonna let y'all see that again. King YAHWEH. Have y'all heard of him? And I'm seeing pictures and I'm seeing videos, and apparently this guy has been out and really doing whatever it is that he does since about 2015, maybe even a little before then. You have heard about him? So, of course, me being who I am, I had to check him out. So, we're going to go into this, y'all. This is some crazy stuff. But then again, we have been warned about this. The Bible told us about this. So, I'm not really surprised. But listen, okay. This is what I found on his website. So please forgive, the whole background and all that kind of stuff. But let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can't hear me. But this is his website. First of all, it is titled KingYahwehGlobal.com. And as you can see over to the right-hand side, you got the Imperial Majesty King Yahweh. So all the way off rip, this is straight blasphemy, right? So our founder is duly crowned and ordained by Yahweh as the Imperial Majesty King. He is also officially installed as Nana King. I don't know what Nana is. Y'all gonna have to fill me in on some of this stuff. I don't know who Nana is, but as Nana King in April 2015, and his kingship hails out of the territories in the regions of Mankisum, traditional area, and Agona. I don't know how to pronounce half these names. A central region in Ghana. He is the first in Ghanaian history to be installed in two different villages in the same lifetime. His stool names in each district, respectively, are Nana Adu Ababio, chief of the Mankisium traditional area, central region, and Nana Yarko Adu Aser, the second, chief of Agona. See this? I don't know if these are real places. Y'all gonna have to fill me in. But anyways, apparently he's involved in a lot of humanitarian work. He's a motivational speaker. He has diverse business ventures. He's also involved in various industries such as real estate, logistics, internal partnerships. He has received many honors, they say, including the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award. He has multiple of those, the Global Humanitarian Awards, as well as the honorary doctorate degree in global humanitarianism from Morehouse College. You know what? Morehouse be on that fugazi, but I'm not going to talk about them tonight. So yeah, so this is him, as you can see. I hope you guys can hear me. Hope you guys can hear me. And he's got, I guess different accolades, different awards, and different things like that. Again, a lot of celebrities have been seen with him. Apparently, he's got this royal crest. Now, this is what this says. Y'all, I'm just so baffled. The royal crest of the kingdom Yahweh is the globally recognized name, energy, and source of all wealth, power, and influence. It is the name of our family enterprise, and it symbolizes the return of peace and prosperity to the world. Our royal crest can be researched through many intellectual and esoteric research materials written cross-cultural and in many linguistic forms with a unified message, blah, blah, blah. Examples of the research, he says. So they're pretty much telling you where he's got his name from, and they go into the Tetragrammaton and different things like that. But then I found this other website, which goes a little bit more into who this guy claims to be, right? So King Yahweh is a spiritual leader who claims to be the reincarnation of the biblical King Solomon and the second coming of Jesus Christ. He established the Kingdom of Yahweh, a religious organization based in Miami, Florida, that allows his teachings and principles while his followers believe in his divinity and follow his guidance. King Yahweh claims have sparked controversy, obviously, and skepticism among the general public and religious communities. Y'all, what's going on? What's going on? Oh, I'm sorry. My face is frozen. Okay. Sorry about that. I probably was just staring at the screen, but my goodness, y'all. My goodness. What's going on? And here's the thing. Again, I'm asking those who follow Jamal Bryant, what's the intrigue about him? He's obviously not following the word of God, but now you have him lumped up with this guy who calls himself King Yahweh, and he's the source of all wealth and prosperity and all this. What are we really talking about here? What are we really talking about here? But this is what we were told was going to happen, right? We were told that there were going to be people coming in the name of Jesus, claiming to be God, and that he was going to say that he's here, he's there, he's all these different places, and we're not to follow him. You says you know him a little bit, you know about him. So what have you heard about him? Because again, I'm new. I just came across it today. You said he handsome, but he crazy. He's not he's not bad looking. He's not bad looking, but he's definitely crazy. You said it's ironic him saying he's the reincarnation of Solomon and he's more than likely broke. Also, it's interesting that countries like Haiti and DR practice too much Santeria witchcraft in their country. You know what? Very interesting, yes. And when I heard King Solomon, obviously we know that King Solomon, the reason why he fell from the grace of God is because he started marrying all these wives, which he was told not to marry, and they turned his heart towards worshiping other gods. And then you have the esoteric communities, which I'm glad that they actually said that on the website, that he's given this esoteric knowledge and all this other stuff. But the people in the esoteric circles reverence King Solomon because of his witchcraft. They have so many things dedicated to him. They make temples to him. They have books dedicated to him. So, yeah, it's just amazing that he's saying that he's the reincarnation of Solomon. Now, I don't know how he can be the reincarnation of Solomon and Jesus at the same time, because those were two totally different people. Yeah, from the same lineage, but they're two totally different people. So I don't know what the logic behind that is. But yeah, definitely Haiti and the DR are into some heavy Santeria. Absolutely. And we're going to delve into that. I don't know, like, I know some of you are on the Patreon, but I went into a video because I found a small little clip on Joe Rogan, and this guy was talking about what Santeria actually is. Pretty much it's a mixture of African spirituality and Catholicism, because at some point, when they like to say it's colonization, but colonization didn't happen to the 1500s, so it really wasn't that. But when people started to worship Jesus, right, and the gospel started being preached in all these different places, what ended up happening is that they went into some of these African nations, and the African nations wanted to still practice worshiping their gods. So what they started doing is hiding those false gods behind the names of the saints that were in the Catholic Church. And so that's how the merge happened between them. But he started calling out, like, people, like, some of y'all have seen it, some of y'all are on there. They started calling out people like Vanessa Williams and Forrest Whitaker. I was like, oh my goodness. I've heard of people like J-Lo practicing Santeria, but I didn't know about Vanessa Williams, and I definitely didn't know about Forrest Whitaker. But yeah, yeah, you're right. But this is what they're into, so it's really not surprising that this is happening over there. It's so impoverished. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like he is claiming that he's God. He said that he's the second coming of Jesus. I mean, I don't know how people would be deceived by this. I don't know why they think that he's divine. I don't know if he really does have money. And again, it says he has all these business ventures and things like that. But if you actually believe that he's the second coming of Jesus, then you would have to actually know the story of Jesus. And it's just not time for him to come yet. You know what I mean? Like, it's not time for Jesus to come back on the scene yet. We haven't even, and I'm not saying like in a good way, but we haven't even seen the Antichrist yet. He hasn't even revealed himself yet. And we know that the second coming is after that. Matter of fact, we know that the second coming is after the mark of the beast, and we're not there yet either. So even though they're trying hard to roll it out right now, it's craziness. He said, I didn't know that they did all that for Solomon. Wow, is the Kings of Solomon story actually true? Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. The Keys of Solomon. They have literal books dedicated to him. And I believe that a lot of the, I don't want to call it, I'm not really trying to say demonic books, but when they go into all these stories about demons and things like that, I believe that they know about the names of them because of Solomon. So, yeah. And I've been told that I need to read the Keys of Solomon. I just haven't gotten to it yet. I really don't try to, even though I know about surface level stuff, I don't try to actually read the books because I don't want their spells and stuff like that in my mind. I just don't want to, if you're ever in a quiet time, in a quiet space, I don't ever want to accidentally meditate on that type of stuff, if that makes sense. So I don't really want to read the Keys of Solomon. So I don't know how much I will actually go into that. So, you said, I feel like he's just using the name for clout. Oh, absolutely. But again, you have people that actually will follow him because he said that people actually think he's divine. That's, and then, what's also so crazy is that they'll actually make fun of Christians because they said that you worship a man, but yet they are the ones that actually worship these men that walk the earth. It's just hypocritical stuff. He said, finally back at it. I know, I hate that I've been gone so long. I really did not feel well. But I figured I just missed it so much. I had to get back to it. I've been trying, but thank you. Thank you for being here. He said, can I do a video on the keys? I seen a YouTube page called Legends of History do videos, but never watched because I wasn't sure. It looked demonic. I'll do as much as I can. Like I said, I'll do as much as I can. But if it starts to delve too much as if I'm teaching, then I'll cut it off there. But I'll do my best to do an overview so that we all know what it is, especially, in case we come across it and people are trying to promote it. Yeah, we'll definitely be aware of what's going on. We are still very far out. I thought for a while we might be in the fig tree generation, but so many things have not come to place. Major parts still need to come together. Yeah, but they're working hard though. They're for sure working hard to get it together. I'm seeing a lot of, and I've said this before, but I'm seeing a lot of, I guess these elites, these politicians really, really trying hard on this Israel thing. And that's really going to be, once the Antichrist sets himself up there, we're going to already know where we're at in the history timeline. But I even saw earlier today that I guess an Austrian, I don't know who he was to be honest, but he's Austrian. And he was saying that there's so much Islamophobia in his country that he's going to start making all the women wear hijabs and stuff. I don't know how that's going to make them stop being Islamophobic, if that's really what it is. I don't think that's what it is, but I don't see how that's going to help the situation. So, but they're trying hard. And I also saw where, please forgive me, I don't remember his name. I probably can find it in my screenshots because I try to screenshot notes every now and then. But he was saying that the next president is not going to be elected if he is not pro-Israel. So just know that whoever gets put in place, okay, that's what we're gonna be up against. He said, now that makes sense. That's why I didn't watch the videos on the keys. It's like once you read the name of a demon, it's hard not to think of it. Yeah. So try not to. Good evening. Good to see you, Freddie B. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, he said, I agree. Yeah, exactly. Be careful of the doors that you go opening. Yeah, for sure. And that's actually why I want to do this video on, Jim Carrey and the dangers of numerology, because he got caught up. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the number 23. So the video is going to be based around that. But, even when I drop this next video with Chris Brown and it's talking about angel numbers and different things like that, this is the dangers of getting into that type of stuff because they call it confirmation bias. So have you ever bought a car and as soon as you get that car, you're driving down the street and you just see it over and over and over and over again. And before that, you feel like you never saw it. Like nobody had your car. You thought it was unique. So kind of like that. So once you start believing in that stuff, you start seeing it everywhere. But people that are adherents to it, they start believing that it's speaking to them, if that makes sense. Once they see a number, a certain supposed to have special meaning, and they see it everywhere, but now they start thinking that it's giving them messages and talking to them. So I see it all the time, and I don't believe in it. So I try my best not to think of it past that. But my birthday is 11/13. I see 11/13 all the time. I mean, all the time. On the clock, on the, whatever, wherever it is, I see it all the time. But for some people, that would mean something to them. That would be like, okay, well, what am I thinking about at this time? How can I now maneuver based off of me seeing that? So yeah, we're definitely going to talk about it. A lot of the occultists seem to be trying to force the hand of God and speed up the process. Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. But they have to. They have been taught to. And the things that these occultists have been taught is designed to bring about the process. And that's what I've learned. That literally their messages are telling them, do this, do this, do that. And then the goal of it is to make sure that the Antichrist comes on the scene. So scary stuff. You feel like you're not prepared. A lot of people are starting to wake up and they're young like me. Yeah. Which is good. I think that the reason that the internet is good and bad, right? The internet has taught us so much, but it also has taken us down, dark holes. Poor people on TikTok, I just see some crazy, like I watch a lot of reaction videos. I see a lot of stuff coming from the TikTok arena, and man, those people are lost in the sauce. But yeah, thankfully there are people that are putting two and two together, and they're actually like, you know what? Something about that ain't, sound quite right. So yeah, for sure. We're living in odd times. Major media outlets are talking about things like looking glass. What do you mean by that? What's looking glass? Azim said exactly, yeah. I have seen so many people and actually had an ex get tattoos of angel numbers. Yeah. I actually just heard I just heard about someone who got the angel number 888 tattooed on them. And I just couldn't do nothing but shrug my shoulders like. But again, if you're not I hate to say it, but if you don't know God, then this stuff just seems, they make it seem like it's scientific. You know what I mean? Like they make it seem as though this stuff makes sense. But then when you really look into it, it's really just based on luck and different things like that. But even the Bible speaks, I think the Bible speaks against luck. Let me see if I can pull up the scripture real quick, but I believe it's in Ecclesiastes. Chance. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so in Ecclesiastes 9:11, it says, I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to the men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill, but time and chance happens to them all. Okay. So it's really not, obviously we can sow seeds, and those seeds, we can get harvest from those seeds, but trying to line things up with the planets and all that kind of stuff is just not where it goes. I'm just looking up the word chance just so I can So chance just means occurrence, happening, what happens to anyone, an incident, an event. And then the root word just means to encounter, to meet, to reach, to entreat, to make intercession. So yeah, it's nothing, it's not anything deep as they try to make it. So I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Don't know. So another thing that I have noticed is that theology is really being put on the big screen because of the internet. And I'm about to show y'all something. I don't want to laugh at it because I know people make fun of Christians. If you don't know what Project Looking Glass is, you need to research it. It was a Black project. Supposedly, they recover ancient Sumerian tech in Iraq that, when paired with a supercomputer, could predict the future. But after 2012, 2016, all the timelines came together, no matter what they did. Okay. And it's called Project Looking Glass. Okay, let me look it up. Because it sounds pretty interesting. Because when I think of looking glass, I guess I think of, I guess I kind of thought of molten glass, what the firmament is supposed to be made of. Project Looking Glass. I guess I could have just put it in on the laptop, but it's okay. Project Looking Glass. Okay, I'm gonna look that up. Some way that's the real reason we went to war there. They'll find any reason to go to war, won't they? And what's crazy is that a lot of CIA documents, I want to actually find it to see if it's on CIA.gov, because they have declassified a lot of the CIA projects. Okay, let me see if this will tell me a little bit more. Okay, so in 2006, is this it? Okay, there it goes. I'll start from here, y'all. So bear with me. So in 2006, a microbiologist by the name of Dan Burisch, I guess, claimed he worked for a secret organization formed by President Harry S. Truman. He always into some stuff. He always into some stuff. It's like certain presidents that you could just keep hearing their names. Before we tell Dan's story, let's make clear who we're dealing with. He also claimed he constantly hunted by the Men in Black and Majestic 12 assassins because he smuggled an alien the government was holding prisoner to Egypt and helped him escape through a natural stargate. Okay. So this guy Bursch talked often about a top secret program called Project Looking Glass. According to Bursch, the U.S. intelligence agencies had several devices they built using instructions found in ancient Sumeria and Egyptian tombs. One such device, dubbed the Yellow Cube, was used by global leaders to look into the future. In return for favors, the CIA handed the cube around the country to country, allowing elites to see their own potential futures so they could gain an advantage. Ooh-wee. The elites discovered that the future isn't set in stone. Instead, it's a vast field of probabilities, the results of which are determined by present actions. So they did what anyone else would do in their situation. They attempted to use this knowledge to manipulate the timeline in their favor, of course, right? Over time, because of what they were up to, a new timeline presented itself, and it was not a good one. They saw a future where the entire planet was destroyed, and their use of the Yellow Cube was to blame. So just like that, they shelved Yellow Cube and folded Project Looking Glass. Okay, wow, very interesting, very interesting. Wait, Italian Benedictine monk Pellegrino what is that? Ernerti, I don't know how to pronounce his name, y'all. Claimed that the Vatican owned a chronovisor, which allowed them to view historical events such as Cicero's speeches, Napoleon's raids, and the crucifixion of Jesus. Okay, that sounds kind of like what they were doing with what's that? With Project Stargate. Okay, so they did say that. So this sounds just like that. Wow. See, these people be into that stuff. I've heard Sumerian part, supposedly they found giants over there or the mummifications of them. I mean, did they think it was a lie? Yeah, but I've seen them uncovering. I haven't done a video on giants yet. I can't believe it. But yeah, they've been uncovering bones for a long time of these giants. Some Green Berets swear they fought, a giant over there. Two of the soldiers who gave interviews died of natural causes, right, shortly after coming out and being very specific. There's a lot of lore that went to war in Iraq because they had ancient devices like portals and the cube. They claim the Mandela effect and deja vu is due to them using tech like Project Looking Glass to change outcomes on different timelines. See, they always try, they're always trying to play God, but I mean, isn't that like scrying? Pretty much like a crystal ball. That's what it sounds like to me. When I was reading that, I was like, oh, it sounds like a crystal ball. So it's so crazy because if they can see into the future like they feel like they can, then they would know that what they're doing. Oh, obviously, because that's what they're kind of saying. But I just feel like they would stop all of these things because they know what's coming. You know that you have become an enemy of God, and he's going to come and destroy the Antichrist, and that you're going to find yourself in the lake of fire. If you're really seeing the future, you know what I mean? We scry on our phones now. I heard that. I was like, ugh, that don't even sound good. But that's what they're doing. They got all this technology that's making us really do things that we shouldn't be doing. They're forcing us into it. I don't want to say forcing us because we could actually go to the point where we don't use technology, but we've come so far, and it will be kind of hard not to use a lot of the things that we use. But at some point, I guess we're gonna have to choose, especially when the mark of the beast come. We communicating across space and time instantly with Black Cube. That's scrying. Yeah. And I heard about the Black Cube so long ago. And is this the reason why Islam worships the Black Cube? Because I always heard that the Black Cube was somehow related to Saturn and things that were going on with, the belief with that. I'll have to dive back into that because it's been a long time since I really even looked into the Black Cube stuff, Black Cube and Saturn, but I remember it being connected to Satan. That's all I remember. I don't know. They got this too much going on. That's all I can say. It's too much going on. So speaking of, y'all, I hate to even show y'all that. No, I don't hate to show you, but a lot of hold on, let me read these comments before I show this video. The Greek story of the Minotaur and Labyrinth predicts the internet and how we're trapped in it. I haven't seen Minotaur. I don't know if I've really looked. I mean, I've read into like the Centaur, but not the Minotaur. I'll have to bring that up. And the Labyrinth. Okay, I'll have to look into those a little bit more. I only know about the Looking Glass because one of my family members worked on the tomahawks with the whistleblower who blew the lid on everything. They destroyed his life. Crazy stuff. The Black Cube is said to be what Mecca is built on. And see, I think that kind of segues into this video. So I saw this, and unfortunately, whether people want to believe it or not, Satan is really, really pushing this the sassy apocalypse hard. He's pushing it real, real hard. And apparently, you've got a lot of Muslim countries that are into that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna play this. Hopefully, Vlad TV don't strike me, but I got it from somebody's channel. Okay, so we're gonna watch this real quick. So the caption reads that these Muslim men were at a party in Turkey, and their women were, of course, I did. Y'all. Old dude was throwing it back on the DJ table. I don't know what's going on over there, but I don't know what's going on over there. He said, oh no, they tweaking. Post that whole clip. Listen, I gotta so okay, I'm just gonna finish it because there's a guy who I don't know if you guys have been seeing the sniper story. I'm just gonna finish playing and then I'll say what I gotta say. I didn't want to play that again, y'all. Sorry. Oh no, it didn't give my whole video. It didn't put my whole video on here. Hold on, let me try to bring it up. Because this guy's actually giving testimony on what he saw over in Afghanistan. So I don't know if you guys have been seeing he's an American sniper. He's a black guy. He's been doing a lot of Vlad TV interviews lately. Let me see if I can. Let's see if I can bring it up. I recorded it for a reason, and now he said, I can't read y'all's comments right now. I can't read y'all's comments right now. Oh my goodness. I thought I recorded that. I know I did. I know I recorded that whole thing. Okay. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Oh, you know what? It should be in my. Come on. Now you're just playing around. Oh, that's crazy. I don't know why I didn't and if I try to pull it up I know it's on my phone. If I try to pull it up on my phone, it's gonna start okay, this is what we're gonna do. Let me see if I can find it on the internet. Oh, that sucks. Okay, I don't know how much of this I'm gonna be able to play. Because like I said, Vlad be on it. Okay, but let's take a look at this. Let me share my screen real quick. Okay. Okay. I'm making sure y'all heard that. Okay. Can y'all hear that? I hope you can. Um, but he's got a little bit more. That's not important. He's getting much. Anyways, I ain't gonna play too much because, like I said, oh, you can't hear him. Oh my gosh. Um, I'm sorry. So pretty much what he said is that Afghanistan's gay. He said the men over there are, I think it's 80%, 90% gay. And that they would have to go on missions, obviously, to kill some of the people. And they would have to pull the bodies apart, and the men would be inside other men with makeshift condoms on. And another clip that I made it so that I could show you guys, but he said that they would have, you know how they pretty much have a drone, and they would see piles, they would see it on the drone, but when they would actually get to what it actually was, it was piles of men on top of each other, just, like he said, inside one another, and they would have to pull the bodies apart. So when the guy was like, yeah, aren't they anti-gay? The dude was like, who? Like, no, they're not anti-gay. They like that kind of stuff. So I said all that to say, again, that I'm sorry, I'm seeing comments. I'm going to put them on the screen. I'm seeing comments, but yeah. Part of what I'm trying to say is part of Satan worship is this man on man type of shenanigans. I got to go through y'all's comments because these are hilarious. A king would trap children under the castle in a labyrinth once a year to feed them to the demon minotaur. Oh, that is not good. This is not good. A lot of these cultures have children just to, I'm glad you said Moloch worship. Some of these people have children just to sacrifice them to Moloch. And I believe a lot of people do that now. I think I probably said it before, but I think a lot of women, for sure, they know they don't want children, but they get pregnant anyways, knowing that they are going to sacrifice the child. So it's the same thing it's always been. But yes, sassy apocalypse. Well, that's what I heard. That's what these women are saying. They calling it a sassy apocalypse. But yeah, the zesty spirit, as Umar says, I hear heavy. Apparently it is. You said, oh yeah, I read that one. Sarah said, I can't believe they were twerking. Me either. I mean, I can't. And again, the wives are not allowed to go. Obviously, I don't even know if the wives know that this is going on. You know what I mean? Like, imagine you sitting at home. I don't know what they do over in that country. I'm usually sitting, obviously, watching Tubi or something. But imagine, like, you just sit at the house waiting for your husband to come home, and he's at the party twerking. Like, I just can't. And apparently they, you know what? I ain't even gonna get into that because it's already zesty enough. I'm not gonna, put the other videos that I had, because apparently this is a known thing. Matter of fact, they like to dress boys up as girls and have them dancing and doing all kinds of stuff at parties, and it's just a mess. You said them instruments. I can't with y'all. Them instruments bring out the zesty spirit like the Indian flute does the snake out of the flute. Oh my goodness. That's what it looks like. I ain't gonna lie. I am not gonna lie. He said beating the women and being OD strict on them, yet getting together and twerking with guys is crazy. Exactly. And that's what the guy, he was also saying, like the way that they treat their women is pretty much that. I'm sorry that y'all couldn't hear it, but he said that the women are only used for reproduction. Like that's the only time they get together with their wives is to reproduce. Any other time, they at the party, with these other men. Folks forget Babylon is in Iraq. That part. So much lore came back with our soldiers. It is a fluke. Hundreds of them came back talking about higher technologies. Yeah. You're right. It sure is in Iraq. It sure is. Are you meaning? You said, are you meaning loot or lore? When you say lore, you mean like yeah, like lore. Lure. I know it explains everything now. Too much. Doing way too much. Um, as in what it regime change that was the bait or high technology. Mm. Okay, I get you. I get you. A play on words. I should have been more specific. Oh, you said I can't hear him. Okay. You said, I don't trust any large platforms, not since those hackers released 27 million terabytes of data, showing a lot of large creators are paid shields for three-letter agencies. And people have always said that Vlad is one, especially since a lot of people that go on his platform, they either get arrested or they end up dead a little bit after their interviews. I wouldn't be surprised, but yeah. Definitely paying these people to push a narrative. Hot mess, so no, that's insane. It definitely is. Special forces helped traffic kids to warlords. It's well documented. It's one of the real hearts and minds campaigns that we really ran for leverage to then use them as proxies. Yeah. Um, yeah, for sure. And I do have to do a video on Nancy Schaefer. Nancy Schaefer was a whistleblower about CPS and how they were trafficking kids and taking kids and, peddling them to God knows what. And they had her killed. But we definitely gonna still talk about it. And I think I told y'all the one time that I had a pen pal. She was a fourth grader with a firm that I was working for, and we would, we had elementary school pen pals or whatever, and she was telling me about the CPS and how the CPS had raped her sister and that. So I knew then that something was up, and I've just seen video after video where they come, they just knock on your door, no rhyme or reason, no explanation. They can take your kids out your home, and then how most times kids are abused more with them than they are in the actual house that they get taken from. So, and sometimes they're not even being abused in their parents' home. They just get taken anyway. I mean, you could say any allegation, they'll find a way. I mean, they'll find a way to come take your kids, even if you don't vaccinate them or whatever. They'll do it at the hospital. They don't have a doggone. You won't find a single journalist doing their job in the U.S., but there are some good ones in Sweden and the U.K. that have exposed tons of shady stuff we did in the Middle East. Yeah. I mean, that's good to hear. Yeah, a lot of a lot of our journals and stuff are bought. Definitely bought and paid for. Definitely bought and paid for. Uh-oh. The military is the biggest trafficker of humans and drugs. Read the book, The Fort Bra Cartel. The author provides a lot of evidence. One can't dispute Fort Hood is just as shady. Yeah, I know. We've talked a lot of times about Fort Hood. They're one of the shadiest bases that are here, but a lot of them are all into it. A lot of them are connected to the underground military bases, and there's secret technology down there. There's all kinds of stuff. So you just never know. Wait, you think, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, so you said Vlad, Rogan, Adam 22. Do you think Joe Rogan's one? Because I can't say that I think that he's one, especially because of all of the different perspectives that he has on his show and how he seems like he's really waking up, especially having a lot of theologians come. Girl, I can't talk right now. Sorry, I have homework to do. I'm not going to be on here long. I got homework and for training class, and they're calling me. I haven't done it yet. I haven't started. Fresh and Fit. Wasn't Fresh? I don't know which one is which. What's Myron? He wasn't he I thought he had some type of position. I don't know if it was like CIA type of stuff, but yeah, I don't know. But I didn't think Rogan was. I'll be honest. But if you know something I don't, please share it. They all have influence. If you look at the history of intelligence agencies, the currency they care about the most and deal in the most is the influence. No one says no to them. You don't have the pleasure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Oh, I mean, we know. And we know who was, you know, George Bush Sr. Wasn't he like the founder of the CIA or the first CIA president or whatever they call themselves? So yeah, we definitely know. PatCon is a good example of this. I don't know what that is. PatCon. Yeah. Have you ever heard of Mark Devlin? I don't know why that name sounds familiar, but I don't think so. I don't think so. He explains how the letter agency set up most of the music and entertainment industry we have today. I wouldn't be surprised about that. I wouldn't be surprised about that. Hmm. Hmm. No, I'll have to look into him though. Hmm. Interesting. I mean, I know that like the mob and all that kind of stuff has their hands into a lot of entertainment, but which I think the mob also has ties with these letter agencies too. So it's all corrupted. Fort Bragg, not Fort Bragg. Oh, I was like, okay, yeah, Fort Bragg. They're all compromised. Okay. I think Rogan is one, but I don't think he starts or stores stuff up. But I think he definitely is used to push different agenda. He's like the king's fool, almost plays a gesture role to me. Oh, okay. So I mean, I'm not saying he is. I'm not saying he isn't. I could tell he's a very, very intelligent guy. I can tell that because he picks up real quick. Doesn't matter the topic. He's able to process what's being said, and he always has something intelligent to add to it. Um, and he really, to me, he just really seems like he is seeking truth. So, but I don't watch him all the time, but I have seen clips and stuff like that. So, a famous quote from the CIA is, "We will have a foot in all doors and a hand on all windows. Infiltration and persuasion will be the game." I believe it. I believe it. There's a video on Rogan I saw before. If I can find it, I'll link it here. Okay. Myron, or whatever his name was on Fresh and Fit. His dad was CIA. Oh, okay. Mm. I mean, yeah, they always seem to have some type of ties. It's like they always seem to have some type of ties. Pat Con was a covert. I had to look it up, y'all. I don't know. Go back to what you were just showing me. PatCon was a covert FBI operation that infiltrated the anti-government extremist groups from 1991 to 1993. Ugh. Produced a few criminal convictions. Yeah, they do good at infiltrating, that's for sure. Once a Fed, always a Fed. You will always be bound by contract and NDAs, and if needed, you will be called on. Yeah. They all have CIA ties. Like Tucker? Tucker? No. So many people trust these people, and that's the game plans to influence people. Really? I didn't know that. I did not know that. I don't think every guest or show is negative, but Joe, by the way, I don't like or dislike him. I do think he has to definitely answer to somebody though. I can see that. I, I mean, I can definitely, because he gets away with a lot. He does get away with a lot. It seems like he's able to talk about whatever he wants to talk about on his channel. Um, and it seems like for everybody else they shut him down, but I'm seeing a lot of channels they seem like they're able to talk about what they want to talk about. Sean Ryan has a lot of interesting guests and a lot of interesting topics. Oh, for me, there's no volume. I haven't touched anything. Oh, okay. South Carolina says they can hear me. Let me do that. Maybe that's a little better. Okay, let me know if you can hear me now. You said they're controlled because you never get anything that changes anything. It's always small drops of the truth. So, to keep you interested, but never a complete telling of the story. Yeah. I mean, you definitely got to go do your own digging. Yeah, you definitely kind of got to take the nuggets that they drop and go and try to do your own research for sure. But I've noticed that like the first normally depending on what you're researching, the first pages it's going to be controlled opposition. You got to kind of go to the next. I'm always duck going. I rarely go to Google unless it's something that really doesn't matter. I'm always duck go. But yeah, I don't know, y'all. I don't know, y'all. So, again, I'm not going to be too long because I really do got to do a record a presentation or whatever. But I need y'all to watch this video with me. I just came across somebody's page that was showing a Justin Bieber video, and it had a lot of subliminals in there. I don't know what this song is, so I'm not going to obviously play the audio. Um, but I believe we can watch it and kind of see what's going on. But we got to watch it together. So I saved it. I've never seen it before. Um, so yeah, let me make sure that this volume is off. Okay. Yeah. And y'all might know the song. I can't say I listen to Justin Bieber. I know, what they play on the, uh, the radio or whatever. If I listen to the radio. Okay. Let's go here. Remember, there's no audio. This is his song, Where Are You Now? And Justin, he's always, from what I understand, he always has videos where he's putting subliminal messages in there. Like his yummy video. Ooh, ooh. I'm seeing a lot of sorry, y'all. I'm seeing a lot of FUs. I saw a lot of devil horns. I'm I'm pretty sure those were some penises. I don't know what that's about. Y'all write what y'all see. I see. Oh my goodness, I see. I see a lot of words. What is going on? I gotta check in. I gotta check in. I gotta check in, y'all. What? Okay, make sure that y'all can see that. Oh my goodness. You said okay. I just want to make sure that y'all can see that. I'm going back to it. Oh my goodness. What is going on? Hmm. He likes to show himself with skeleton faces and stuff. I don't know what that's all about. I'm seeing like angel wings. It's like he keeps showing himself as dead. You see that? Like someone's trying to kill him. Listen, I don't know if that's the video. That's a crazy video. I'll just say that. Let me say that. That's a crazy, crazy video. I don't know what's going on. What they call him, the Beebs. I don't know what's going on with him. Okay, I don't know if it's back on the stage or whatever. I don't think this is new. What is this? What did I say it was called? Where have you been? Hold on, let me see when this came out. Okay, so it looks like it's 2015. Um, yeah, you said it reminds me of a lot of overload induction hypnosis. Yeah, for sure. Again, I saw a lot of skeletons. I saw a lot of words. And there was one, I thought it was in this, and I don't know if it went too fast. I'll have to put it in a short. But he said something, it's like a written passage, and he says something about Ellen DeGeneres, and I cannot make out what it says. So again, I'm gonna put it in a short, and I'm gonna see if any one of y'all can figure it out, because I really am intrigued to know what the heck it's talking about. I don't know why. I don't know why my little thing ain't on the stage, but okay. Let me go back up. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him, but he said, I'm heterosexual. I don't think I've ever heard a misting Bieber song. Again, I just know what they play on the radio. I never, he's got a good voice. I don't want to talk down on him. He's got a good voice. Obviously the looks are there for for a young guy, but he's definitely been through some things. He said, and this is why I don't watch mainstream TV movies or music or listen to music. Yeah. That's crazy. I swore I saw Partake. Maybe I'm tripping. We need to watch it in a super slow motion. Yeah. I'm gonna have to pull it up. I'm gonna have to download it and maybe put it into a slow-mo, because I don't know how much these celebrities have as far as creative direction with their video. I don't know why I'm not on the screen, y'all. I'm sorry. As far as their creative videos or whatever, but you got to know, even when they're playing it back to you, what it looks like and what's on there. Like, I feel like they have some part in approving what's being put out there. What's going on? Okay, I done messed up the thing. The symbolism always snitches on them and who they pledge to. Yeah. But I saw, and again, I don't know if it's the same. I don't know if he has different videos for this song, but the one I saw, he kept showing the serpent, and he was saying false god. He was calling it false god. So I don't know. Usher and Diddy did diddle him, and he has a video at the club coming up from in front of OBJ, lips all wet. I know it is crazy, man. Yeah. And they're wild. If that's really what this young man was doing, it's wild for them to have recorded it like that and then to put it on the internet, man. That's embarrassing. Honestly, I mean, I'm surprised he still shows his face. I'll be honest. I'm surprised he's still out and about doing what he does. Because, I would just be embarrassed. And you know who hasn't shown their face after this whole Diddy thing? They said that Aaron Hall, if y'all know the R&B singer Aaron Hall, they said he's still missing. As soon as that information dropped on Diddy, and apparently I saw this one, I guess, meme, you would say, that claimed that he had been the one holding down. Remember when the allegations first came out, and they said that Diddy and another celebrity was holding down the girl? So it sounded like that person was Aaron Hall, and he hasn't been seen since then. So, these people are into some weird stuff, and I guess they thought it was never going to come out. I don't know what's going on with this camera. It just went away. You said, how can people watch this and not see the Satan calling card? Yeah. But like what was said, it goes by so fast. You think that you're watching something, just colorful colors and different pictures, and You think he's being creative, but he's really showing you some. You saw a walking pyramid and the eye of a set was on it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I felt like I saw some weird stuff. I don't know. Okay, you said no, no, no. My screen is black for me too, so it's not you. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Yeah, I don't know what I did. I just shared my screen. Yeah, I don't have anything else on there, but it's okay. I'm not going to be on here too much longer. So I apologize, y'all. They very well know what they're engaging in. Yeah, I think at this point, absolutely. Um, I think at first maybe it was innocent, and you don't know, but yeah, he said over the last 5 years we have been seeing a lot more occult symbolism in the mainstream. Oh yeah, for sure. They're not hiding it anymore, though. They're not hiding it. But it's kind of like, why would they need to? So many people are delving into the occult that um, if you try to speak out against it, they start going after you. I always hear people say, "Oh, yeah, not everybody believes in Christianity." I'm like, okay, but truth is still true, no, whether you believe in it or not. Facts are facts are facts. Facts are facts. You said I saw a lot of crosses and cuss words. Yeah, for sure. There were a lot of cuss words. I don't know what's going on. I need to see who directed that because yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, Aaron Hall is foul. Yeah, Aaron Hall, to be honest, it's surprising that he hasn't been looked at before because if y'all remember the video vixen Gloria Velez, she was young, 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 young when she entered into the industry, and she was actually dancing for Uncle Luke. And if you know Uncle Luke he was the first one to have like butt cheeks on album covers, just in your face type of stuff. And Aaron Hall was bragging about how he took Gloria Velez when she was definitely underage, and he took her and he had sex with her, and they end up having a child. But again, he's been living his life until the Diddy allegations came out. You said you knew that Diddy was going to walk away with a slap on the wrist. Well, I mean, he's locked up now. I think he's supposed to get out soon, though. I'm hearing, but it's crazy because they always, go to these presidents and stuff and ask for a pardon. Oh, and did y'all see that? Why am I not on the screen? That's bothering me now. Did y'all see that John Forte? He was, I don't know if you want to say affiliate of the Fugees, but he worked often with them. He just got found dead a couple days ago. He's 50 years old, and ironically, he got caught up. I think he had like 14 years in prison, and then he got out. This politician got him out, but he got caught at the airport with like 1.7 million, however the measurement goes, of liquid cocaine. And so now you have Praz being locked up because of his involvement, getting money and using it to keep Obama elected. And now his cohort is found dead after, it just seemed a little fishy to me. It just seems a little fishy. I think they take out people who know more than they should know. There is never accountability. Those who have power, no, definitely not. Definitely not. What's wild is how masses are asleep and don't recognize the symbolism everywhere. Well, unfortunately, right, um, if you don't know about this stuff, it doesn't look like anything to you, you know? It just looks like, oh, there's a pyramid with an eye, it doesn't look like anything. But when you're like us and you start trying to research stuff and find out the truth about things, you're like, hey, heck no. What did I just see? Did you see when they released some of the Epstein files recently? A large part of them were redacted in Java, so you could copy and paste the redacted version and would unredact the stuff. No, I didn't see that because I tried to when they claimed that they first released the files, I tried to download the files, and and it was definitely redacted. Or the parts that they didn't redact was just chicken scratch handwriting, so you really couldn't tell what it said anyway. Or it would just have Epstein's name on it, which, okay, we already know Epstein's involved. We want to know the rest of the people who are involved, but no, I didn't know you could do that. I did not know. They're gonna mess around. But I think they are going to see. They have to keep stuff for leverage. You know what I mean? I don't think that they've got to keep something for themselves because they have to be able to blackmail people. So, but let somebody step out of line. I bet they'll unredact it real quick and let it slip on out. I bet they will. Bet that won't happen with the next release. I tried it myself at home and it did unredact some of the documents, but you have to go through them and try each one. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's craziness. Oh, wow. He said folks made YouTube videos immediately announcing you could redact or you could unredact a large part of them. Crazy stuff, y'all. Crazy, crazy. But yeah, well, I had a fun time tonight, as always. Thank you so much for joining me again. Thank you so much for just being here and being patient. So I'm gonna get off of here. I'm gonna do what I need to do for tomorrow. But again, I do have Chris Brown coming. He's gonna be the next video, and then after that, we'll see. If y'all like the reaction videos, I'll do more of those and I'll put them on the channel. Obviously, you guys know I do a lot of just little mini deep dives for Patreon, but I'll do a lot more reaction videos for YouTube if you like them. And we can kind of talk about a lot more topics, but I'm definitely going to keep it the way that I've been had it, with my I don't even know what you call them. Someone said my video essays. So, but yeah, you guys have a good night. I'll talk to you all soon. And thank you so much for being here. Have a good night.